Alright, hello everybody. We're here for week 1 of the VDL. However, I want to take a minute to just quickly apologize for the inconsistency in my ICP uploads. For anyone that cares, we lost our week 8 and we lost our quarterfinals match because, again, OBS issues. I thought that when I bought the new computer, all my problems were solved. However, I ran into a new one. I have figured it out though. The face cam was causing problems. I don't know why, but when I would be recording the gameplay audio and the face cam, it just kept causing my OBS to freeze and crash. However, I've discovered that if I don't do the face cam, I have no problems. So we won't be doing face cam anymore. I mean, nobody wanted to see my ugly mug anyway, so two birds with one stone there. So hopefully, I have my fingers crossed right now as I say this, hopefully no more issues. However, yeah, I did lose my week 8 and I did lose my quarterfinals because just OBS would freeze and crash mid-game, and then once you're mid-game, I don't have time to set up my OBS and everything, all my recording again. So unless we wanted to cancel the game and replay, but nobody wants to do that because that's really annoying. So I just had to keep playing the game, and I lost the videos. And then my semi-finals match, I may still upload it. However, it's just not exactly a video that I'm all that proud of, because I had to play, just because of time zone scheduling errors, issues. I had to play really early in the morning, and my girlfriend was still sleeping, and I record and play in my bedroom, and it would not have been good for me if I woke up my girlfriend. She would not have been impressed, and I was just talking just real soft. There was no excitement. It wasn't typical video that I try to put out, and I'm just not all that proud of it. I might upload it, but it's not great. But finals is out. I know that spoils the outcome of that match. Finals is out. That is a better game. You can check that out. But yeah, I lost week 8, quarterfinals, semi-finals was shit. However, I do think that it's going to be better from here on out. I figured it out. I know I've said this before. I figured it out. And this VDL week 1 video kind of helps confirm my theory. I started the match, had everything all set up, I was ready to go, keen for week 1. Face cam on, was looking good, looking sharp, and then it crashed. Fortunately enough, it crashed early enough in the game for us to restart and keep going. I was able to record, but I don't know where I'm going with this. Oh my god, bro, this is why I don't postcom. I can't talk, I can't do this shit. I don't want to do it again. This is the last time I'm doing postcom, mark my words. Let's get into the match. I'm up against Amber, big time fan of Amber, super excited that we got the chance to play her. However, nerves got to me this game. I will be honest, the nerves got to me hard this game. Let's get into the match. I had a plan here to lead Zorak, disguised as Colossal, and I was pretty confident that they were going to lead the Scyther. I don't really know if the match is starting. We're up against Paige. Amber. I don't know who Paige. We're up against Amber. The trainer's name is Paige. Scyther does come out, which is what I was expecting. However, I just this is literally the lead that I was expecting. However, I totally forgot that this thing could Terra, and I just clicked Flamethrower like an idiot. However, I will say I did not think that she would U-turn on the Flame Body guy. I thought a swap was coming out here. However, she does decide to stay in. Terra Ground comes off, and I've realized, fuck, my Flamethrower is going to do absolutely nothing, and I'm probably going to die here. So Flamethrower comes out. Yeah, we do no damage, so this proves to me that she is Eviolite on this, and yeah, U-turn's just going to take me down to 1. So we got like absolutely no value out of my Zorak there, which sucked. Yeah, this start didn't go exactly how I wanted it to, but the show must go on. So yeah, Zorak, I'll let you down big time here. Espathra does come out, and this kind of does confirm to me that this thing's Choice Scarf, and like I knew that. I did not think that you'd be risking a speed tie when I can KO you potentially. You know, unless you got the biggest balls in draft, I was pretty convinced this thing was Choice Scarf. However, I didn't want to swap and give them the momentum, so I kind of just accepted that I goofed my Zorak there, and we're gonna go down turn 2, which sucks, man. But that's on me. We played that poorly. Yeah, so that starts just gone terribly, and started to get a little bit frustrated with myself here, if I'm being honest. But as I said, the show must go on. So they're going to U-turn. We're going to see what she decides to send out here in a moment. Pretty much free to go anything. Gone Hazard comes out, which is the Chestnut, and I'm like, sweet, this is a free, what's it called, Flamigo. And I knew that obviously the Toxtricity was going to come out, right? However, I wasn't convinced, or wasn't sure yet if it was defensive or offensive, so I really just wanted to go for damage, because chip on the Toxtricity was really nice for my Bronzong set that I had in the back. So I decided to just go for damage. Punk Goes Gunk does come up, which is a Toxtricity. Raybird comes out, and yeah, this thing takes it pretty well, so it does show to be quite defensive, and they do have the Rocky Helmet, which sucks because we're going to take quite a bit of chip there. So my play was definitely just a U-turn, because if I U-turned and got Dragalge in for free, really good positioning for me. However, as I mentioned, I wanted chip because I thought it would help my Bronzong out, because you'll see that my Bronzong is an Iron Defense body press set, but it doesn't actually have a Psychic type attack to hit the Toxtricity. So I wanted damage on that. I knew a Volt Switch was coming out here, which was why I don't go my Dragalge, because I didn't want to allow some things in that threaten Dragalge, you know, free of charge. So I go my Colossal. As I said, I knew a Volt Switch was coming out. It does indeed. And Cole takes that pretty well anyway, so I was fine with this. These are the parts I struggle with, the waiting. Like, I don't know what to say here. I think I know what she sends out. Young Grizzlo comes out, the Ursaring, which is not exactly what I thought would come out into the Colossal. However, it is completely fair enough, because she does reveal to be the Flame Orb set. So a Facade's just gonna completely rock my shit, and I kind of have to tear out, you know, fearing an Earthquake. And my only Facade switch is Bronzong, which I did not bring physically defensive this week, because I was an Iron Defense set. So I didn't really know exactly what to do here. I was kind of panicking a little bit, and I stupidly do send out my Bronzong. And you know, looking at this in hindsight, that was such a bad play to make, because Bronzong was my win con, and I knew that I didn't take her Facade into a crunch, and yet I made the play anyway. Again, because I was just panicking. I didn't have anything to swap into this. I didn't prep for this enough, clearly, and that's on me. But yeah, we just completely fumble around this Ursaring, man. Like, we don't know what to do, because yeah, Facade does almost half. So I kind of knew that I was going to die to a crunch, and I should have swapped into my Flamigo, but like, Flamigo still takes a ton. and with that toxicity being Rocky Helmet plus Brave Bird recoil, we're getting pretty weakened. So yeah, really bad spot that I'm in right now, and I just really struggle to get the momentum back in my favor. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. See, I do consider going into my Flamigo, but I just didn't feel like I could. I felt Flamigo had a better chance of winning this game. Crutch comes in, and that just obliterates my poor Bronzong. So, two of my guys that I was excited to use and talking up by Bronzong and by Zorok just did absolutely nothing. So yeah, like, as you all can tell, this has gone terribly. And at this point in the game, I'm pretty gutted. I knew that I've goofed, but I obviously have to go my Flamigo here because nothing else threatens it without either taking a billion or dying. So Flamigo comes in, and obviously I really want to click close combat and kill this thing. However, there is that toxicity there that's just going to take my hits pretty well and chip me down. So I was pretty torn on whether they were going to predict my U-turn or they were going to swap into toxicity. And I knew that killing this thing would be phenomenal. However, if I do get the U-turn play correct, I can actually just get Dragalge in and claim a KO. So I end up going for U-turn as she does swap into the toxicity. So I got that correct. Finally got a play correct. We are obviously going to take the Rocky Helmet recoil, but this thing's getting chipped down, which is quite nice. And then I can pretty much just get Dragalge in free of charge and claim a kill. There is absolutely nothing that takes a Draco, so this is our chance to sort of get the momentum back in my favour and kill something here. So that's exactly what I do. I click Draco. We are AV, but we are also max special attack modest, so I knew that Draco just destroyed whatever wanted to come in. I was considering Sludge Wave, predicting the swap. However, I knew that Draco was the safest play because there was stuff that could take Sludge Waves and nothing was taking Dracos. I thought that the Scyther, the Evilite Scyther, would potentially be the swap here. As she does decide to stay in, Psychic Noise, we're going to live that pretty well because of my AV, and Draco misses. And this is really unfortunate because killing this thing just means that Scarf, Brave Bird or CC is completely free. I'm not going to sit here and say that miss lost me the game. I guess I'm probably spoiling the outcome here. However, that miss really stung because we KO this thing and then we open up my Flamigo a lot. So yeah, that kind of gutted me a bit. I already felt like I was really struggling to get momentum in my favour. And then that just blew it for me, and then she vault switches and I'm just gutted, man, because as I said, I really wanted that KO on toxicity for my Flamigo. So yeah, that stunk, but that's Draco. It happens. I was pretty cut about it, but I'm not going to sit here and say that singular miss changed the tides of the game, because I was in a really bad spot either way. It just made it much worse. Chestnut comes out, I Draco, and he actually takes it pretty well, so that reveals to be quite a especially defensive Chestnut. I did not think Chestnut would take it that well. Yeah, I don't really swap into this thing. Sludge Wave unfortunately wasn't going to KO after the drop. And I didn't want to lose my Dragalge because my Dragalge was that guy that just can play mons, for bloody lands. We do just flip turn. Do nothing. In hindsight, I shouldn't have flip turned there because I revealed that I was speedy, and I revealed that I'm not. I mean, I guess she probably already knew I was AV. But yeah, so I send in my Colossal here as an Earthquake comes out, and I'm like, ah, fuck. Yeah, nothing's going well. Like literally, not a single turn has gone well. The one play I got right, I got punished by missing the Draco. Yeah, we do live the Earthquake, thank God. Yeah, I can't really. I should have swapped Flamigo there, but at this point in time, I was thinking my only way to win this game was with Scarf Flamigo, and I didn't want to risk, you know, anything really. So we do Terror and just Flamethrower. It's pretty free. There's nothing that wants to take it too well. As they do just decide to stay in, so which is cool. I had the Terra Water, you know, obviously a grass move can come out, but I didn't want to take an EQ. As I just drain, which is fair enough. Not gonna do too much. Flamethrower's gonna come out. And just does fuck all. So this is a very specially defensive Chestnut. I believe she did send me her pace. I'm not sure if it was AV, but we're just doing like very little damage with our special offense here. But I didn't really have. There's nothing else I can do. Have a Drain Punch gonna come out. We do just barely live. But unfortunately, our Flamethrower is not going to be enough here. As we do get the burn there, which is it's nice, but it was a little bit too late. It just means it's a double down, so we're not going to get 6-0, which is cool. However, from that point, you know, Chesto's not doing anything anyway. But it's something. I'll take it. I'll take what I can get. It does give me the initiative, I guess, because Cole would have gone down next turn, and then now they get to take out my Cole and I get the initiative, if that makes sense. But yeah, we're looking really, really bad. Like, this game's just gone terribly, and because I've played poorly, not just because of the Draco miss. I've played bad. As in comes this Toxicity. And this thing's just going to be able to just secure a KO with Volt Switch. I can't swap it because, you know, there's no point. But she decides to Boom Burst. And I'm like, oh, cool. This actually gives me another Jigauji turn, which is awesome. So I was quite happy that Volt Switch didn't come out there. I think I'm running some calcs. My play is always Jigauji. The Draco again, hoping that this time it lands. Like, I'm still out here believing that maybe, just maybe, Choice Scarf Flamigo can do some stuff. I don't actually remember what she does here. I think she just lets me have this, I believe. Yeah, Boom Burst comes out. And Draco connects, and we're finally going to be able to carry this thing, which is awesome for my Flamigo, because now I can start clicking Brave Bird free of charge. However, I think it's just a little too late, because I'm really running out of options here. Yeah, -2 special attack now, so whatever's coming in is pretty much just going to be beating me. And yeah, I've only got Ambipom and Flamingo in the back, who are both Choice Scarf. So yeah, really not looking good. Bathra comes in, which is completely fair, because this thing can just click a Lumina Crash free of charge. I don't see any reason in saving Mojo Gouge at this point. Lumina Crash does come out. And so here I'm thinking maybe there's a chance that I can bring in my Scarf Ambipom. She obviously doesn't know Ambipom's Choice Scarf. And I can get a knockoff here and remove this thing's Choice Scarf so that my Flamigo can be faster. And I was hoping that a knockoff would put this thing in close combat range. And then I'm looking at the squad and I'm thinking maybe there's a chance if we're able to get chip on this, we can get the knockoff on this and chip on Scyther. Maybe there's a chance that I can win with close combat on my, my Flamigo. So we do knockoff. We're going to do a lot of damage, which is really nice. Remove the Choice Scarf. Another Lumina Crash comes out and we're able to take it. But I'm thinking this is fine. I just knock off again. We either kill this, we remove the Eviolite on the Scyther, or obviously the Earthring can come in and we just get a little bit of chip on that. And then we bring our Flamigo in and we just hope that close combat can finish the game for me. So, and then Scyther comes in. So I'm like, this is huge. I need this thing, not only chits, but I need the Eviolite off for my Flamigo. I'm getting a little glimmer of hope here that Flamigo can do it. We obviously just knock off again to try to get a little bit more chip on this, and this is close combat range. And at this point, I'm like, shit. Everything might just die to close combat. I think it was a roll on Espathra depending on investment. Because this is an adamant Flamigo. Cloister comes out. And I believe it was a roll to KO on this as well. Just because of how high this thing's defense stat is. But I'm out here, I'm really thinking that, shit, Flamigo might do it. I click close combat, and this fucking thing's got Ice Shard. And I swear to God, when I was prepping, I swear I checked if this thing had Ice Shard, and I thought it didn't. So I genuinely thought that thing did not get Ice Shard, and I seriously, for a second there, thought Flamigo might just bloody win. But we get destroyed 4-0. I am gutted, heartbroken and appalled by my performance this match, but every dog has their day. Today, I mean, I know this wasn't today, but today was not my day. That was not my game. But it's only week 1. We bounce back. We will be bringing a much better performance for week 2. Hopefully, I play that game tomorrow. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Apologies again, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.